Let me start with a bold truth. You are not a product of your environment. You are a product of your thoughts. That may sound simple, but it's the foundation of everything Napoleon Hill ever taught. From Think and Grow Rich to every speech and lesson he gave, Hill repeated one central idea over and over again. You become what you think about. Let that sink in for a moment. Not what you wish for, not what you hope for, not what you say you want, but what you consistently think about. Your mind is like a magnet, always pulling into your life the people, the situations, and the results that match your dominant thoughts. If your thoughts are filled with fear, scarcity, doubt, your life will mirror those emotions. But if your mind is filled with purpose, possibility, and belief, your world starts to transform. Let me ask you a hard question. What do you think about most of the time? Do you think about problems or solutions? Do you think about why you can't or how you will? Do you wake up focused on what's wrong or what's possible? Because here's the truth. Whatever occupies your mind the most becomes your reality. That's not magic. That's mental conditioning. And it works both ways, for success or for failure. Hill taught us that thoughts are energy. And when you hold a thought long enough, with enough emotion and repetition, it sinks deep into your subconscious mind. And once it gets there, it begins to influence your actions, your habits, and your results. Think about it. No one becomes successful by accident. No one stays broke just by chance. No one wakes up wealthy, powerful, fulfilled, without first thinking like they already were. Everything you are right now, your income, your relationships, your health, started as a thought. So if you want to change your life, you don't start with the outside world. You start with your mind. Let me give you an example. Picture two people. The first wakes up and immediately thinks, I'm tired. Today's going to be hard. Nothing ever goes my way. The second wakes up and says, I'm alive. I have purpose. Today I'll move closer to my goals. Same world, same morning, but two completely different realities, created by two different minds. One person will drag through their day, the other will move with energy and direction. Why? Because your thoughts set your tone. So how do you take control of your thoughts? Let me give you 3 powerful steps. 1. Become aware of your inner dialogue. Start listening to yourself. What do you tell yourself when you fail? What do you say when no one's watching? Awareness is the first step to mastery. 2. Feed your mind with power, not poison. You wouldn't feed your body junk every day. So why do it with your mind? Read empowering books. Watch content that lifts you. Spend time with people who think big. 3. Repeat what you want to believe until it becomes true. This is Hill's principle of autosuggestion. Speak your goal every day with belief. Say it out loud. I am successful. I am focused. I am becoming the person I was meant to be. The more you repeat it, the more your mind accepts it. And once your mind accepts it, your actions follow. You become what you think about. So think bigger, think bolder, think with purpose. Because your life is always moving in the direction of your dominant thought. And when you begin to master your thoughts, you begin to master your future. In the first part of this journey, we talked about how you become what you think about. But now we go one level deeper. Because thought alone is not enough. You must believe the thought. You must feel it. You must trust it before there's any proof it's true. That's what separates wishful thinking from powerful creation. Belief is the force that turns your thoughts into results. It's the glue that holds your dreams together when things get hard. And it's what Napoleon Hill called faith. Not just religious faith, but faith in yourself, in your purpose, in your ability to achieve. Let me tell you something that's hard to hear, but true. Many people want success. Many people think about success, but very few believe they are worthy of success. They dream it, they chase it, but deep down, they doubt it. And as long as that doubt lives in your heart, it will block everything you're trying to build. Because your subconscious mind is like a servant. It responds to the orders you give it through belief. If you feed it doubt, you get delay. If you feed it fear, you get failure. But if you feed it faith, you unlock the greatest power on earth, the power to manifest the life you desire. So how do you build belief? It's not some magical feeling you wait for. Belief is something you create through action, repetition, and vision. Let me give you 3 ways to build unshakable belief, just like Napoleon Hill taught. 1. Write and repeat your definite purpose. Every day, this is foundational. Take your biggest goal and write it as a clear, positive statement. Say it every morning and every night with emotion. For example, I am earning $10,000 a month through a business that empowers people and brings me joy. Speak it, see it, feel it. The more you repeat this, the more your mind starts to accept it as if it's already true. 2. Visualize your success as if it's already real. Close your eyes and see it. See yourself walking into that office, speaking to that crowd, signing that deal, living that dream life. Feel the emotion, the pride, the peace, the gratitude. The mind doesn't know the difference between reality and vivid imagination. If you see it clearly and often enough, your mind begins to expect it. And when you expect success, you act differently. You show up with confidence. You take bolder steps. You attract better people and bigger opportunities. 3. Take small wins seriously. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you're capable. Celebrate progress, track victories, because belief grows through evidence. You don't need to climb the mountain today. You just need to take one more step up, and then another. With every win, your confidence compounds. Now listen closely. There will be days when it feels like it's not working. There will be days when the dream feels far away. But that's when belief matters most. You must believe it when no one else does. You must believe it when there's no proof yet, because belief is the seed, results are the fruit. Hill said, faith is the head chemist of the mind. That means it's the ingredient that activates all the other powers inside you. Imagination, decision, action, persistence. Without belief, those powers remain asleep. But with belief, they wake up and they go to work. Final thought for part 2. You must see it before you see it. You must believe it before you hold it. That's the price of greatness. That's the secret every successful person learns. And now, you're learning it too. So today, choose belief. No matter how far you are, no matter how hard it's been, because belief is how it begins. Let me ask you something important. What would you do if you weren't afraid? Think about it. Would you start the business? Speak on that stage? Ask for that opportunity? Take that bold step? Now imagine how different your life would look if fear never held you back. Because here's the hard truth. Fear is the invisible enemy of success. You can have all the talent, all the ideas, all the dreams, but if fear is running the show, you'll never move forward. Napoleon Hill identified 6 basic fears that hold most people back. 1. Fear of poverty. 2. Fear of criticism. 3. Fear of ill health. 4. Fear of loss of love. 5. Fear of old age. 6. Fear of death. These fears may sound different, but they all do the same thing. They paralyze your mind. They keep you stuck in what-ifs instead of taking action. They plant seeds of doubt that grow into full-blown hesitation. And worst of all, they live inside your own thoughts, which means the battlefield is not out there. It's in here, in your mind. But here's the good news. Fear is learned, and anything learned can be unlearned. Fear is a thought, and thoughts can be changed. You don't need to wait to be fearless. You just need to act in spite of fear. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's movement through fear. Let me give you 3 powerful steps to overcome fear, Napoleon Hill style. 1. Expose the fear. Name it. Fear grows in the dark. The more you ignore it, the more power it has. So the first step is to call it out. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? What's the worst that can happen? What would I do if I wasn't afraid? Write it down, look at it, because when you name it, you shrink it. 2. Take controlled action. You don't need to conquer everything at once. Just take the next brave step. If you fear rejection, make one bold ask. If you fear failure, start the project anyway. If you fear criticism, speak anyway. Each step forward sends a message to your brain. I'm not controlled by fear, and that message becomes your new identity. 3. Feed faith, starve. Fear, remember from part 2, faith and fear cannot live in the same mind. Every time you feed your mind with faith, through affirmations, visualization, uplifting words, fear begins to lose its grip. Speak to yourself like this: I have what it takes. I am bigger than this fear. Fear is temporary. My dream is forever. Do this daily, because confidence is not given, it's built. Let me tell you something powerful. Every person you admire, every success story you've heard, every legend who changed the world, they all felt fear, but they moved anyway. That's what made them legends. Napoleon Hill didn't say avoid fear. He said understand it, control it, and use it as fuel. He taught us that most fears never even come true. They're shadows where it's not substance. Final word for part 3. Fear will always whisper, what if you fail? But faith answers back, what if I fly? So from now on, when fear shows up, don't run, look it in the eye, and take one bold step forward, because your dream is on the other side of fear. And the person you're becoming, they're not afraid to chase it. Now you've learned to think big. You've learned to believe deeply. You've learned to conquer fear. But here's the truth that separates the dreamers from the achievers. You must keep going, even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when you can't see the finish line. That's called persistence, and it's the most underrated superpower in success. Napoleon Hill called persistence the sustained effort necessary to induce faith and transform desire into results. In simple terms, persistence is the bridge between wanting and having. You can have the clearest vision, you can say the strongest affirmations, but without persistence, you'll give up before the dream becomes real. Let's be honest, most people quit. They start strong, with excitement, hope, even passion, but then life happens. The plan doesn't work. The first video gets no views. The audience doesn't respond. The money doesn't come, and they stop. Not because they didn't have the potential, but because they didn't stay the course. So what does persistence actually look like? Persistence is showing up after the motivation fades. It's getting back up after failure. It's doing the work, even when no one's clapping. It's belief in action. Hill studied over 25,000 people in his lifetime, and he found that the most successful individuals were not the smartest, not the most educated, not the most talented. They were the ones who simply refused to quit. Let me give you 3 ways to strengthen your persistence. 1. Know your why. Your reason must be stronger than your resistance. When the obstacles come, and they will, your why will pull you through. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's at stake if I stop? Who am I doing this for? Write it down, keep it visible. When your motivation fades, your why will carry you forward. 2. Break the goal into daily battles. You don't need to do it all today. You just need to win today. Big dreams can feel overwhelming, but if you break them into daily steps, they become manageable. Ask yourself, what can I do today that moves me 1% closer? Small wins, stacked over time, create massive results. 3. Expect resistance and push through it. Every journey to greatness includes setbacks. Expect them, plan for them, and decide in advance. I will not quit. The moment you feel like giving up is the moment you're growing. Push through that wall, and your breakthrough is often just beyond it. A true story from Hill's book. One of the most powerful stories in Think and Grow Rich is about R.U. Darby. He invested everything to mine for gold. He found a little, got excited, and then the gold disappeared. He kept digging. Nothing. Eventually, he gave up, sold his equipment to a junk man, and walked away. The junk man was smarter. He brought in an expert and discovered that the gold vein was just 3 feet away from where Darby had quit. 3 feet. That's how close many people are when they stop. Don't be that person. When you feel stuck, remember, you might be 3 feet from gold. Final word for part 4. Persistence is the fire that turns your desire into reality. It's not sexy. It's not glamorous. But it's the secret weapon of every legend you admire. So today, promise yourself, I will not quit. Not when it's hard. Not when it's slow. Not when no one believes in me. Because I believe in me. And I know that as long as I persist, I will succeed. We've covered so much so far. You've learned to control your thoughts, build belief, conquer fear, and develop unstoppable persistence. Now comes the final ingredient in Napoleon Hill's formula, the mastermind principle. This is the law of connection. It's the idea that when 2 or more minds come together in harmony, a third mind is created, a powerful energy greater than the sum of its parts. In simple words, your success multiplies when you surround yourself with the right people. No one reaches greatness alone. Behind every success story is a circle of influence. Mentors, allies, partners, and friends who challenged, supported, and believed in the dream. So what is a mastermind? It's more than a group. It's more than a meeting. A mastermind is a shared mental power. People uniting their thoughts, ideas, experiences, and energy to move toward a common purpose. When you're part of a mastermind, you borrow courage when yours is low. You receive ideas when you feel stuck. You are held accountable when you want to drift. Hill believed this principle was essential to achieving wealth, happiness, and success. Ask yourself this today. Who do I spend the most time with? Do they lift me up or pull me down? Do they stretch my thinking or shrink my dreams? Because your circle is your future. If you walk with winners, you become a winner. If you walk with doubters, you begin to doubt. Environment is everything. You cannot grow a mighty tree in toxic soil. So if you want to rise, surround yourself with people who make you reach higher. 3 steps to build your mastermind circle. 1. Choose wisely. Look for people who think big, take action, are positive and focused, are already doing what you want to do. They don't need to be perfect, just committed. And most importantly, they need to believe in growth, yours and theirs. If you can't find them in person, start online. Follow the right voices, engage in the right communities, energy travels. 2. Meet regularly, share openly. This isn't just about talking, it's about strategic connection. Set a time weekly or monthly to share goals, solve problems, celebrate wins, hold each other accountable. As Hill said, a friendly alliance with 1 or more persons who will encourage one to follow through with both plan and purpose is priceless. Don't isolate, collaborate. 3. Protect your mental environment. A mastermind is also about what you allow into your mind every day. Your thoughts are influenced by what you read, what you watch, what you listen to, who you follow. Choose intentionally. Follow voices that speak possibility, not limitation. Feed your mind with truth, success, and empowerment. Your results will follow your influences. Final words. Wrapping up your full speech. Let's bring it all together now. You've learned that. You become what you think about. Belief is the foundation of achievement. Fear is the enemy you must conquer. Persistence is the fire that fuels your journey, and connection creates unstoppable momentum. This is Napoleon Hill's legacy. Not just ideas, but principles you can live by. Timeless truths that have transformed millions of lives. And now they're transforming yours. So as you step away from this message, ask yourself, who do I need to become to live the life I dream of? And then become that person, not one day, today. Because greatness is not luck. It's not talent. It's not given. It's created by thought, by belief, by action, by persistence, and by the people you surround yourself with. You have everything inside you already. Now it's time to use it. go. Think like Napoleon Hill, live like a leader, and build the life that's waiting for you.